Hi guys, wish me luck. I'm using a new screencast program that I've never used before. So let's see how this goes. What I'm trying to do here is give you a quick tutorial on how to update the after school detention list and the do not admit list that has students who are serving short-term suspensions, as well as the R&R list. Now, to start things off, I've tried to reorganize all the materials that we need in this box. Hereafter, this will be known as the box for the manager on the floor. In this box, I have all the files. I have files for all the forms that are needed, whether it be detentions that are being handed out for tardiness, or generic detentions, or forms that are the student referral forms, notification forms for students serving R&R, and forms that have to be given to students if they've been given a short-term suspension. We've also got a file in there where we would put detentions as they are collected throughout the day, and disciplinary referral forms as they're collected throughout the day, so that we can use those files, those forms, to update the various lists. I've got files in here for hall passes, for readmit slips, for temporary IDs, pretty much everything that is going to be needed by administrators or managers running the school. I also have a series of envelopes in the back for student IDs that have been collected, one for students that are scheduled to serve an after-school detention, another for those who really need to serve an after-school detention because they're on the second chance list. Got an envelope for students who are on the do not admit list because they have a short-term suspension, and an envelope for those who are scheduled to serve R&R. I also have one envelope in there for students who this ID needs to be returned to the student. Okay, so every day you should get an email from the manager on the floor, or whoever it is that's processing the DNA and the ASD list. The first thing you have to do is open up that file. So I've sent one to myself here. Checking my inbox, and here's more lists coming from me. I'm going to open that up, and I have the DNA and R&R list with the date of 2/7, and the ASD list with the date of 2/7. Let's just deal with the ASD list first. Let's go ahead and open that up. Here's the ASD list here. Take it a minute to open up. Alright, now here I've got it, and I've got it sized to fit this picture. Now the first thing you're going to notice is that I've changed the format of these lists. I've got a column on the left for those who are serving, who just recently received a detention. These, we're calling that primary detentions. And I got a column on the far right here for students who had been previously assigned a detention. They failed to serve it, so they best serve that, or they're going to be suspended. And these notes in the middle are basically directions to the person who's running the show for the day. I've also got a copy of the student serving R&R. I tend to put that on both the ASD and the DNA R&R lists, just for easy reference. So the first thing I'm going to do, if this is at the end of the day of a day where students served a detention, once I get a list of names of students who have served that detention, I'm going to start removing those names. So I want to go ahead and remove the names of everybody who served a detention, and I'm just making this up here. I'm going to go through. I'm looking at my list, saying, all right, here are the kids who served this detention. I don't know why I did that. Okay, I'm going to go, all these kids served this detention. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take that file out that says, here are the detention forms that were collected today. So these are all the kids that served detention, and I'm going to go through this one at a time and start adding names. So and I'm going to put their names in the primary detention column. I'm going to just start at the bottom of this list. Let's say here I got one for Tyrone Smith. I got one here for Johnny Frost. And I got one here for Vernon Woods. Doesn't go here anymore, but you get the idea. So, alright, so I'm going to add all the names. There's a blast from the past. Alright, so once I've added all the names of students who just received the detention, I need to reorganize my list. One of the things I got to pay attention to is if a kid served a detention but their name was in bold type, they need to serve a second one. So let's say Shantavia served this detention. I need to go over here and I'm going to highlight her name, and I'm going to take the bold away. So now, or no, that bolded it. So I'm going to take that away. So her name is no longer in boldface type. So now she just has to serve one more detention. Then I'm going to clean things up. If I've got these highlighted names are students who no longer, who I don't have an ID for. So I'm just going to put all the names in one neat row. I'm just cutting and pasting here, and just for ease of reading, once I get them all in a row, I'm going to select that column. I'm going to go to the data column, and I'm going to put them in alphabetical order. Okay. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the name of this. I'm going to change it to the next day's date. So if this was Thursday the 7th we were working on, now I've set this up for Friday the 8th. Oh, what am I doing? Friday the 8th. Say that. Well, it says I already have it, but no matter. That's because I was playing around with this earlier and had to do it a couple of times. Just for practice for this screencast. I need to remember to change the date in the header here. I got this all set. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the DNA list. There, I got the do not admit list. Any student on this list who is readmitted throughout the day, I'm going to take their names off. Just selecting the cells and hitting delete. All these students who were readmitted throughout the day. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the names of students who were suspended today, and I'm going to fill in all the information. 13, the date of return, the time of that appointment, and the reason for the suspension. And here's a situation where I got to get rid of this kid's. I don't need this highlighted. See, all these kids, I don't have their IDs. This isn't unusual, especially if things are sort of hectic. And I'm just making up some names here. Again, this was the 7th. And then just like I did with the ASD list, I'm going to put all of them in one contiguous row, or sets of rows in these columns. Then I'm going to select the entire worksheet. You go to Data, put them in alphabetical order. I want to change that date to the next day. I want to make sure that I do the same thing for those who served R&R. I'm going to take the names off of kids who served in the R&R room. And I'm going to add the names of students who received a disciplinary referral that resulted in an action assigning them to R&R. And I'm going to select that. I'm going to put it in alphabetical order. I want to change that date. Now I want to save as. I want to save it as a different name. And again, since I've already practiced doing this once, we're going to see that my computer is going to say, do you want to one of these already exist? Oh, no, evidently not. So I've saved it as DNA and R&R 28. That's the next day's list. Now I can print a copy out for myself right now. Just while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and print a copy out. I'm going to do the same thing for my R&R list. Print a copy out for my own purposes. Then I can close these worksheets out. And then I'm going to send a new email out. And I have a group setting for the DIT staff. And I want to put that in there, and it'll auto-fill. And then I'm going to add the to list. Find it, where is that? There it is. Now it's 2-7. Well, at any rate, I got to find out where did I? You know what I can do is I can go back and say here's a lesson. I don't know where did I save that to? I should have done it. So when I was save as, I really want this. Oh, see, I had it under downloads. What I wanted was in documents. Okay, ASD list 28 in documents, and DNA R&R. Let's save as. I want this in documents as well. And close those out. Going back to my email, and there it is. There's the ASD list. I'm going to add these two. 28. Attach this to this email. I say here are the list. And I'll write whatever I want. And here, sometimes I have more elaborate. And then I would just hit send. Now I'm not going to do this because these are made up lists, but you get my point. Don't want to keep that, and I hope that helps you better understand how to set up these ASD lists. We're done with this. Thanks very much for watching.